Tarantino disagrees. What's not as sexy as most people seem to think it is? Stripping. Used to be a stripper, and if anyone knew even a fraction of what went into it, then no one would go to a club ever again. I'd like to know a fraction of it. Not a big fan of being touched by strangers BTW. The first of only 2 times I went to a strip club. I was 18, and in my city there are 2 kinds of strip clubs: G-strings plus alcohol, or fully naked and no booze. Apparently you can't mix alcohol and vulvas for some reason. Went to the fully naked kind since I wasn't old enough for the boozy kind. It was some low-rent place. Anyway, at one point I needed to pee and they had no women's bathrooms, so they directed me to use the bathroom in the dancers' changing room. Walked in, and what little magic there had been in the club disappeared. 2 dancers were arguing with each other, another was breastfeeding her baby, which is lovely and wholesome but not usually part of the stripper fantasy, and right next to her was another pounding fat rails of coke. Sounds like the perfect holiday dinner at grandma's. Food play. That chocolate sauce may seem like a good idea, but really it's just messy. Years ago I remember my flatmate running downstairs half naked searching for chocolate sauce, honey and syrup, and then running back upstairs where his GF was waiting. All I could think of is the mess they would make, to the point where you would probably have to throw out. And the mattress, unless you'd put down a tarpaulin. My wife's co-worker overshared that she was really into laying down a tarp, slathering her parts in pudding, and getting railed by her husband. Edible underwear. Just no. Edit. I had no idea this comment would get any reaction at all, but here we are. For the record, I've never tried them, but an old roommate had gotten them for his then GF, thinking it would spice up their love life. He said it was an epic failure, and they were an awful, sticky, disgusting mess. 0 out of 10 thanks for the awards and upvotes. My roommate once bought edible underwear for his girlfriend. It was like a fruit roll-up with strings. She never wore it. She got high and ate it one day. He was so disappointed. A guy I knew gifted candy panties to his girlfriend. She never wore them. So he gifted them to my then girlfriend and I for our couple anniversary. She never wore them either. Go figure why. I think the only thing worse than edible panties is re-gifted edible panties. Stalking. And when I say this, I mean how in movies the love interest of a main character kind of pursues them in a really weird way, but it's portrayed as so sweet. Looking at you, Troy Bolton. Don't show up on my balcony in the middle of the night with no warning, you'll get maced and arrested. It is kind of crazy to think that most romantic comedies would be stalker horror films if you just took out the last 15 minutes where everything gets resolved and swapped out the soundtrack. Holy shit. Can confirm. Stalked in HS. He thought it was super sweet and very Romeo and Juliet. All it did for me was make me afraid to date anymore until I got to college. The Notebook. He invades a fun date and threatens to kill himself if she doesn't go out with him. That's some dark shit in real life that everyone swoons over in the movie. I've scrolled a lot but still haven't seen anyone mention loud trucks. The guys with loud trucks sure think it's sexy. I've not met a woman that actually finds a truck's loud exhaust sexy though. In the UK, that's basically a chav in a Focus or a Vauxhall with the most annoying pop and bang tune. Like literally no one finds it cool, both any girl or any self-respecting car guy. You just look like a underage loving dick. They do that to impress other men. I got told I was too nice because I didn't try and have sex with her when we first met. I know I'm not the best at picking up what's being put down, but I got absolutely no signal that she was into me. I took that as a red flag and stayed away. Playing hard to get? I will give up. Nothing says I have no idea how to set healthy boundaries, like sending rejection signals and expecting them to be ignored. That's the crazy part about it. I'm all for respecting boundaries. Nothing weirder than you didn't even try harder. That's harassment. According to my ex, reverse cowgirl. We did it one time. She just complained that my legs and feet were hairier than she'd ever noticed and couldn't see my face. Definitely a position for the guy's benefit. Not true, can benefit the lady, too. I was dating a guy whose dick was like Genzo's nose, so this position hit all the right places for me. Oh lord, I thought you meant it was blue. Lip injections. I always want to know who is telling people this is a good look for anyone. I have never, as a guy, heard another guy ever say, man, she's hot, but those lips are small. Not everything a woman does regarding her appearance is there to impress men, though. Yeah, sometimes it's just to impress other women, which is arguably no better. Dick pictures. Even from someone I'm banging, men just take terrible dick pics. Like the angles and lighting are terrible, they just focus on the penis and without the rest of the person in the pic. It's just a weird ET looking mofo. Dick pics appeal to male sexuality. I'd prefer sexy pics for female sexuality. Something like a crisp white shirt unbuttoned, glimpse of clavicle, strong hands, leaving lots to the imagination. Even a fully clothed shot holding a bulge is sexier than a dick shot in my opinion. As someone who has received dick pics, the problem for me is often the lack of aesthetic considerations. Just some blurred automatic built-in camera snap in weird angle, bad lighting, or a shriveled sausage fork entangling, like WTF. What I'm supposed to be impressed about? I get more horny looking at cucumbers at the supermarket. Shower sex, hot tub sex, pool sex, etc. Let's just say that water isn't a great lubricant. I use a silicone lube for shower sex. Has made it very fun. The water-based stuff just doesn't stay long. Oral sex in a nice shower is fantastic, except when you get the angle incorrect and suddenly water rushes down their body into your mouth and you're being waterboarded during what was supposed to be a sexy time, unless that's your thing. In which case, you get to be waterboarded during sexy time. Woot. Ah yes. The accidental waterboarding. Been there. Actors who moan in porn without having anything being done to them, it's just weird. I work in a fairly secluded warehouse with little to no boss encounters. Thus, we can essentially say whatever we want with zero fear of repercussion. One of my favorites is at some point in the day, one guy on my crew will shout, "Can I get a shui?" in the most ridiculous porn moan ever. And then 6 more guys spaced throughout the building will respond loudly. I think this is every warehouse mariner here. Any job with mostly males and a little supervision. It doesn't matter about supervision, just if there's customers around. A former boss of mine would throw porn on the TVs when we did Christmas season overnight stocking at the big box electronics store I used to work at. Nagging. It's not cool and it won't make someone like you due to psychology. Okay, idiot here. What's nagging? Backhanded, insulting compliments. So maybe you're not the hottest girl I've dated, but you're pretty cute. Women are supposed to take that as one, humbling. You aren't the prettiest they've been with, so you should be lucky to be with him at all, and two, oh, but he does think I'm pretty. Incel dating behavior, basically. I've never heard of it working, but I guess that's half the point. If it doesn't work, we still leave the conversation feeling bummed out about the insult. If it does work, incel gets a date. Id. Yikes, I would hate that. My BF just calls me a queen and the most beautiful girl ever. That's what guys should do to their partners, not this shit. Women who put their feet out of a moving vehicle's window. Tarantino disagrees. Nothing says I have no regard for my safety like sticking your body parts out of a moving car for extended periods of time. I can understand making your hands surf the wind, poking your head out for a moment to feel the breeze, etc. What pisses me off even more was the girlfriend who got mad I wouldn't let her stick her legs out of my moving car, so she just started resting her bare feet on my fucking window. If I wasn't at the age where I thought more with my dick than with my head, I'd have broken it off the second time she did it. Working. For some reason I picture what the world would be like if all animal species exhibited that kind of behavior, and it just seems ridiculous and makes me giggle. But heaps of animals too do this kind of behavior in their mating rituals. Look at birds trying to impress mates for starters. Tons of animals shake their ass to garner attention though. With you on this one. There's zero appeal, it just makes you look stupid. Liking the video and subscribing to our channel, after you've watched a couple of our videos, is very sexy. Do it now. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.